see.
And we will see. And I'm also curious to see how Wenjun will do tomorrow. It's her last game in Shanghai. That's her home city. She will have the white pieces, and this will be her chance to get that comeback victory. And also, it will be interesting to see how Ling Tingjie also copes with now having the psychological pressure of having the lead. Because we saw it so many times, say, for instance, in the Ding Liren Liana Pomniachi match, that's 1-1, and the other one immediately came back. It was like they could not control their nerves. And now the rooks have left the board.
Wow, quite, quite. I mean, she's not scared of this f4 right moves again because
No.
she knows that this h8 square is the square of the color of her bishop, and that makes like,
Makes it a win.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, it's a different story. If this were opposite color, then it would be a famous draw. But as it is, this is completely winning, and we can see that by the evaluation bar, and we can also see it by Wenjun's face. Will she accept her fate now? Are we going to see the handshake?
Yeah.
That's
resigns.
it. Well,
She
a
resigns.
monumental victory for Lei Tingjie, who draws first blood here at the Women's World Championship match 2023. A brilliant victory from Lei with the white pieces, playing fantastic chess from the opening to the middle game to the end game. She made it look easy.
After 4 draws in the starting of the World Championship of Women, the fifth game was a decisive one. And it was a very nice game by Lei Tingjie. So Lee started with e4, e5 by Wenjun, and we have the Italian game. Now d3, bishop e5, castles, all standard stuff, and white is controlling the center and preparing d4. And Wenjun goes for a5 setup. Bishop comes back, castles, rook e1, bishop a7, and now h3 to stop bishop g4 and knight g4. And bishop e6, bishop comes back, not going for the exchange, keeping the bishop for later. h6, and now comes d4. Here takes, and Lei Tingjie takes with the knight. If she takes with the pawn, then Wenjun can play d5. And if black gets d5, it becomes very fine for black. Now e5 allows knight e4. And if you think you're winning a pawn, you're not really winning a pawn because bishop f5, rook back, and black can just take back here. Oh, actually, rook f4 is possible. So this is actually, so bishop d5 is better then. Bishop d5, and after rook comes back, just bishop takes, queen takes, and black will just get back material. And it is completely equalish material, and black has a small edge. So that is why Lei Tingjie took with the knight. And now bishop d7, bishop e3, knight e5, and knight d2. These developing moves, knight gets kicked back, and bishop c6. This move gives a slight edge to white. And why is that? After takes, pawn a4, white has a very good control of all the important squares. Knight b3 is possible. These pawns are stuck, and the bishop is also bad. Queen e7, now queen e2, stopping b5, and rook d8, rook d1, bishop b8. So Wenjun is trying to make use of a bishop somehow. Now queen c4. So from here, Lei Tingjie plays really brilliant chess. She creeps in with her pieces. b4, a very nice pawn break, creating weaknesses in black's camp. Now the b6 pawn is really weak, and the a pawn can become a passed pawn. So that is why Wenjun played bishop d6, and now b5 comes. Bishop goes back. So position is closed, but white has got more space, and ideas of a5 is in the air. Bishop e6 and knight c4. That knight cannot stay. Yeah, takes, and knight e8. Bishop b3. So white is exerting full control over the chessboard. Knight d7, knight c7. Sorry, queen c2. Now knight e6 and bishop d5. Rook moves, and she removes that knight also from the board. So she keeps only the active pieces for herself. And for Wenjun, the bishop is a very bad piece right now. And the rook is stuck here because if rook moves away, then a5 is coming. Bishop e7, and now rook d. Takes. Rook a8, bishop d2, king f8. Now just slowly improving our pieces because black cannot do anything. Black is completely stuck. Can't play f5 because e5 hangs. Bishop is stuck here. Can't move the rook much. And all she can do is activate the king and maybe stay around with the queen. Pawn g3. So Li Tanji improves the position little by little. King d2, h4. Jiwanjun is just stuck on the last rank. And here bishop d2. Another nice move, rerouting the bishop. Rook b8 and f4. This was the big move. This is the move that breaks the position apart for black. So white is now breaking through. After takes, bishop takes back. Now rook b7, queen comes to e2, attacking h5, keeping the black queen stuck there. So Juwanjin didn't like that. She plays g6. But then comes a very nice move by white, the move that breaks up the position even more. e5, queen a8, and now just queen f3. Allowing queen takes a4 because if queen takes a4, there is pawn takes pawn. And if bishop takes, there's bishop g5. And white wins a piece. So Juwanjun cannot take the a4 pawn. She plays f5, but now rook d7. Another nice move. Basically forcing an exchange of either queen or rook. I mean, basically the exchange of queens because rook has to move either here or here, and you can't take it because it's pinned. So rook moves, and Li Tanji takes the queen, and now e6. Another nice move. The pawn is still hanging, and Juwanjun takes it, but Li Tanji gets the b pawn, the more important pawn. Rook comes back, rook takes b6, and now c4. Rook comes behind the pawn, bishop d8, and b6. The pass pawn of white is much more useful because black's pieces are very passive. Rook check, king moves, rook comes to b2, and now rook c8. Li Tanchi is winning a piece because if king e7, wait a minute, if king e7, there's bishop g5, wins a piece anyway. So rook comes to b3, king moves, and now rook takes pawn. Takes, king moves, and rook c8. All Li Tanchi has to do is keep the extra piece, and now king c3, and everything is defended over here. And after king f7 takes, rook goes back. Now rook check, king moves, bishop check, king moves, and here this is where Juventus resigns because even f4 doesn't do anything. The remaining h pawn is enough to win the game because it's on the right square. After takes, if black, uh, even if black somehow plays g5, and these pawns will fall basically. The white king will come and pick up these pawns. And once these pawns are gone, if this was a light squared bishop, then it's a draw. You're a piece up, I know, but it's still a draw. But it's a dark squared bishop. So that is why there's no chance here for Juwenjun. And she resigned here. So the first blood was drawn by Li Tanji against her compatriot Juwenjun in the World Championship.